Let's start this video off by saying hats off to Germany and Canada. The Germans came out firing on all cylinders and looked like the better team for most of that game. Shots were falling and the effort was there aside from the late scare down the stretch. The momentum was in their hand for most of the game. However, that was in part because of some of the rubbish defense from Team USA, which once again struggled to keep its opponents off the offensive glass. The other issue was the lack of size, which is more of a roster construction thing that the US can learn from as they prepare for the 2024 Olympics next summer. There is really no reason why Daniel Tice should have finished with 21 points when you have the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the front court in Jared Jackson Jr. Brandon Ingram not playing certainly didn't help with USA's size issue either. But to have 7-foot Walker Kessler sitting on the bench with fresh legs and for Coach Kerr to not utilize him at all was a bit confusing to me. I think it's safe to say that Team USA perhaps underestimated Germany. And France made sure to show them why they've been undefeated throughout this tournament. If you haven't watched much of Orlando Magic basketball over the past 2 seasons, then you've missed Wagner's excellent play on both ends of the floor. As a rookie, he was making an impact on the defensive end of the ball while being a versatile forward who can score at all 3 levels. He ameliorated across the board last season with the Magic and should be in line to make that always talked about 3rd-year leap. Against Team USA, he showed glimpses of that leap with his efficient offensive play. Wagner was taking it straight to defenders, whether that was attacking the rim off the bounce for a dunk, pulling up for a mid-range jumper, or nailing a 3-pointer. Team USA did not have an answer for him all game long, and he finished with 22 points along with 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Now, something positive I did take away from the Team USA loss is no other than who the NBA world has been talking about since the tournament started, and that's Anthony Edwards. Anthony had a team high 23 points and did it in a variety of ways. In fact, he did it in a variety of ways the entire tournament. Due to the threat that Anthony has gradually become off the ball, a lot of defenders like to face guard Anthony when guarding him off ball, and that sometimes leads to them overplaying him. Now, even if you don't overplay him, he still can beat you due to his explosiveness. Ant's explosiveness is also why Kelly Olynyk is forced to backpedal on this switch. Ant's first step is lethal, so Kelly's counter to that advantage is to indeed go deeper in the paint. Lou Dort has now fought over the screen, and that leads to a quick 1-2 into a mid-range jumper. And he does this consistently. Here he comes off another pin down, and instead of a mid-range jumper, he hit the opposition with a floater. And this is all generated off the pressure that Ant's first step places on the helping defense. Ant is also exceedingly strong, especially for his size. Anthony weighs 225 pounds and is not afraid to utilize it when finishing at the rim. Ant comes off another pin down and attacked the back and big man with ferociousness. No finesse, fully under control, and not knocked off balance. That is just pure muscle. Another thing that stood out watching Anthony during this FIBA run is his ability to space the floor. Ant gradually gotten better at shooting a 3-pointer, whether it's off the dribble. Ant comes off the pin down as the defender gets lost in it, and he simply knocks it down. Similar play, but due to the threat that Anthony possesses when attacking the rim, that's a defender's immediate thought is to get to the rim. But instead, Ant counters and knocks down a pull-up 3-pointer. Anthony has improved his 3-point percentage every season with him being in the league. Now, Ant only shot 31.1% during his World Cup run. However, the game is played slightly different in this tournament compared to the NBA, especially the pace. Speaking of pace, Anthony's change of pace was on display at a high level this entire tournament, mostly to set his teammates up. But he had moments like this play right here where he comes off a pin down and instead of forcing a mid-range jumper or drive, like we've seen many times, he kicked it out to an open Tyrese, who kicks it back to an open Anthony, and that's when the quick step comes into play as Anthony attacked the rim. Now, something Anthony could get better at that I think will potentially take his game to the next level is playmaking. Ant uses his pace and attack the aggressive coverage by threading the needle to a cut-in Paulo Banchero. Ant only averaged 2.8 assists a game during his FIBA run, And he didn't average that high of a playmaking average in the regular season as well, racking in 4.4 assists a game, which is a career high for Anthony. However, I do think if he upped the ante just slightly, it would get Anthony out of a lot of tough or awkward situations. Coming off the tournament performance that Ant gave the world, along with Ant coming off of averaging 31.6 points in last season's playoffs, I expect a prolific fourth season for Anthony Edwards. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're interested, and I'll see you next video.